Welcome to the Scrapyard. I'm your host, Firechicken. Happy 420 for those of you that can celebrate it. Unfortunately, this chicken cannot smoke the devil's lettuce, so I am clean and sober for 420. Why am I wearing the mask? Because this is a call out to Tiny Tank, leader of Street Beef's West Coast. Firechicken versus Tiny Tank. It's going down. We don't have a date yet, but you're going to see a lot of back and forth between me and this dude. So, the tank versus the chicken. Y'all better be ready. What is going on, everybody? So, we got fights this weekend. We got guests coming on tonight. We got this going on. We got that going on. Let's check out the comments here. We got some people on here. Say hi to Supernova. Scorpio. Turtle. Hell yeah. I want to get that training in, Turtle. I'm feeling pretty good right now. You know I got that fight coming up this weekend. Black Panther versus Firechicken. We also got other matches going on this weekend. We got Scotty Showtime versus Dre, no doctor. We got Billy the Beast versus Pinchy Jr. That is a 155-pound boxing title fight. Lights Out versus Doughboy, which is former champ versus former champ, one MMA, one boxing. And they're doing a boxing match. Black Panther versus Firechicken. You know that one's already going down. Viking Warrior versus the one that will be humbled. I mean the humble one. Sorry, I had to throw that one in there, humble one. That one's going down. Title fight, as always. Viking always willing to put up his title. So guests tonight, we got Golden Arms coming on later. We got Hitman coming on later. We're going to talk about their upcoming fights in the Street Beef West Coast two-person invasion. I mean, they're sending up scouts. That's what it really is, guys. They're sending up the scouts. They don't want to come up here unprepared. So the scouts are coming up first. But actually, you know what? I'll talk about their matches later. I'm not going to get into it right now. What do you guys got for me? What's up, Abel? King Abel in the house. So, as you know, or may not know, depends on who's tuning in, we have our 100,000 subscriber giveaway coming up. Not really sure how I'm going to do the actual giveaway. You guys watching this right now, you're the ones that I want to give stuff to. I mean, it's great that we have a lot of people watching the fights day in and day out. But let's be honest, they're just here for the senseless violence. You guys are here for more. You guys are here for the fighters. Jose, I do not I'm a casual. So if Tyson Fury's fighting like this weekend, I might watch that one. I'm a Tyson Fury fan. Yeah, I've been growing this thing out. It's, I think, the longest I've ever had my beard. I think I'm going to keep it for the fight. I might get a special haircut for my fight this weekend, though. So, 100,000 giveaway. What do I got for it? Okay. How are we going to give this thing away? I really want to give it to you guys. So what I think I'll do is I'll make a post on the community tab on the YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, Street Beef Scrapyard, not Scrapyard GoPro, because we aren't at 100,000 yet on that one. I think what I'll do is I'll make a post, and I'll obviously make a sign-up video, or maybe I'll just make a sign-up video, and anybody that signs up under the sign-up video is eligible to win When you win, here's what I got so far. I ordered a custom scrapyard flag that is 3 foot by 5 foot with the logo, the scrapyard logo on it, Street Beef Scrapyard. I put I forget what all I put on it, but it says 100,000 subscribers. Couple other things, and what we're gonna do is at the event. I should get it the day before the event. I should get it tomorrow. I'm gonna have as many of the fighters sign up for it that I can get. So if you show up to fight tomorrow, you get to sign the flag. I might have 2 of them because I bought 2 flags, but I think it might be cool to just have fighters from now on sign the scrapyard flag to commemorate that they've been in the scrapyard and actually put the gloves on. What do you guys think about it? You think we should do it that way? Also going to be giving away a scrapyard hat, a scrapyard t-shirt, and some scrapyard little bits of merchandise and stuff. I'm also going to do, I don't know if you're familiar with what Cameo is, but if there's like a star that you want to have like a personalized message from, you go on Cameo, like, I don't know, I can't think of any. Drape the flag over my shoulder when I fight Tiny Tank. It's a good idea. Power of the scrapyard. I love it. I don't know, dude, like freaking any like B-list celebrities that are kind of wanting to get their names out there. I don't know. Okay, anyway, so I'm getting off the subject. But what I want to do is what you'll be able to do if you win is you'll be able to say, "Hey, Firechicken, I want a personalized message from Solo, from whoever, your favorite scrapyard fighter." As long as they'll agree to it, I'll get you a personalized video message for you from that scrapyard fighter. So that's part of it. Sweet. Get a belt so I can come down and fight you for it. Facebook Hoot user. So look, when you guys comment on Facebook, I have no idea who you are. Let me see if I can figure this out. Oh, that was the sound of a video completing. How often do you have to repaint? Oh, no, that's an old one. Damn it. I want to find out who said that. You might have already commented back. Oh, the 1916 West Coast. As far as belt, look, I'm going to talk about a couple things really quick. I am fighting this month, and I'm not saying I won't do a fight, but here's the problem with me getting in the ring. I'm running the show. I'm filming, I'm editing, I'm doing everything involved with it, making the decisions. I'm working 4 days a week. No, I'm sorry, 5 days a week. Got a family. So when I actually have a match lined up, it's pretty tough because like I have to devote even more time to doing something else. But shit, I'm not going to agree to anything right now. To be honest, man, and I don't take this as an insult. Please don't. But I haven't watched your fights. But then again, I haven't watched much of anybody's fights in, say, like the last year outside of the scrapyard. Only because I am so damn busy. I would love to be able to have more time to sit down and watch fights. So if I get time, 916, I will watch your fights. But at some point, the call out I made at the beginning of this video, Firechicken versus Tiny Tank, that's going to go down sometime. I don't know when. I want to get a date because I don't like to go into stuff not prepared. I'm not the type to just like jump in the ring when I haven't been training at all. So yeah, Firechicken versus Tiny Tank. If you're in Street Beef Scrapyard and Street Beef West Coast on the Facebook groups, you're gonna see a lot of back and forth between me and him making videos. Like seriously, I made a video today. I don't want to ruin it. Just dude, go to like the one of those two groups. I posted it in there. They're just gonna get funnier and funnier. And I mean, yeah. So check that little grudge match. Check that one out. So yeah, the idea that you just posted there about how people pick a number, that's fine. But what I was going to kind of do is have people post on a video, and then I would lock it in. And if you commented within a certain time period, I'll just count. What I'll do is I'll count how many people commented. I'll go into a random number generator, and I will pick a number, and then I'll just count down. And it's like, oh, number 34. Okay, you win. And I'll make a video announcing it. And if that person doesn't comment within so many days or whatever, then I will redo the video, which I don't want to do. But yeah, so pay attention if you're going to be one of the people that want to win. But I do want to put some more stuff in there. I don't want to say for sure what, but I'm always open to ideas. Because 100K, 100,000 subscribers on YouTube is a big deal. Never thought the channel would get that far. To be honest, it was just so far outside my realm of thinking. Like that goal wasn't even on my list of goals. That's what I do. I make up goals. I set them, and I figure out what I need to do to accomplish those goals, and then I do it. Let's see. So, Saturday fights. I talked about the fights already, but whether I want to talk about the event more specifically. What is your list of goals? My list of goals are private goals. They are things that I write down to motivate me to work harder to progress. Okay. So if I don't write goals down and I just kind of do it, and just it'll get to the point where I'm not like pushing forward like I should be. So if I set goals, 100,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers, a million, whatever, it doesn't matter as long as they're milestones and I can work toward them. Oh, there you go. What's up, Terrifier? Then I will continue to make progress. Please don't put turf anywhere else, guys. That's like seriously our thing. We need it up here. It rains a lot. I think the sand is a good touch for the West Coast. Conor McGregor's coming back. I don't really care. I got a couple people that need fights for the weekend, guys. I'm going to go over those right now. First one that I really got to shout out. There's a couple, but one that I'm really having a hard time finding people for is Panda Man. Panda Man is so if you fight Panda Man this weekend, as long as it's not boxing, you're going to fight a title fight, whether it's kickboxing or MMA. Pick your poison. You can have him in kickboxing or MMA. You win a title. You want to fight him, sign up. You can't sign up to fight him, Terrifier. Too Explosive is not wanting to fight this month. And it's been months since previous title defense. So I have a 3-month policy on title fights. So if you let that lapse, you are in danger of losing your title. So if nobody fights Panda Man for the 155-pound title this month, then Too Explosive retains the title. But then he's obligated to fight next month too, until either we crown somebody else or he reclaims his title. I shouldn't say reclaim. He still has the title. So Panda Man, 155, MMA, 155, kickboxing, pick your poison, sign up in the Facebook group, DM me on Facebook, either or, whatever. Find me on whatever. Just tell me you want to sign up, tell me you want to fight. But I need you to sign up in Facebook. You guys are getting bad at that. I got to have the signups in Facebook. That lets me keep track of who is interested in fighting. Because to be honest, guys, I made a list right here of everybody, and I had to go back and add people to it because they're not putting their names down. They're not putting their names down on the list. So then I totally forget about them. But here's some other people that need fights. Jabberwocky, and I am sorry, Jabberwocky, I've been announcing it as kickboxing. Jabberwocky wants to box this month, 170 pounds. So if anybody wants to box Jabberwocky, or I might just give him somebody, that's on the list for boxing. I got a few people that I can do that for. What else? Terrifier. He'll take any match, guys. What Terrifier wants to do, he doesn't have much time left. He wants to really push to get his name up on the Wall of Fame. I don't blame him. He's had some wins, hasn't lost, and he wants to push to get his name up on the Wall of Fame. So, I mean, he's even willing to do other matches outside of MMA because nobody's going to fight him in MMA. No, Preacher's Son did not go pro. He is fighting amateur. However, Showtime, our Showtime, not the one from Virginia, not Scotty Showtime, but just Showtime, the one that fought Jay Gotham, he just had his pro MMA debut last weekend, and he won. Unfortunately, the Preacher's Son did not win his match last Saturday, but that's all part of the game. You win some, you lose some. This is a question that always comes up. Is there any pay? There is not any pay. You don't get paid to fight amateur fighting either. That's just how it goes. If you want to get paid to fight, you can either fight illegally somewhere or you can go pro. But if I were to pay people to fight, I would be doing something illegal. If I were to charge admission to my events, I would be doing something illegal. But I don't. You do not have to pay to get into the scrapyard. However, it's not open to the public. It's not open to the public. Make a YouTube channel. Make a YouTube channel and record what? It's not open to the public, so you basically have to fight, be a corner, or have some reason to come out, whether it's whatever. I have let spectators come out. They're generally set aside to be helpers at the event. But they're never charged or asked specifically to bring anything or nothing like that. You know, it's just yeah. I hope that clarifies some stuff. But there were also some fights last weekend. Terrifier fought his amateur debut. Amateur fighting debut. MMA. Terrifier won in like a minute. It was like a 1-minute fight. I posted on our YouTube channel. If you want to check the fight out, go to this YouTube channel, Street Beef Scrapyard. Watch the fight I posted. Now, if anybody got Panda Man's fight and and they got it in a horizontal landscape rather than a vertical cell phone landscape, let me know. I'm interested in that fight too. It irritates me how people record vertically. That's great for TikTok and stuff, but if you want the full wide angle, you need to record like this. Boom. Not like this. Everybody wants to record like that, but like that. No, yes. No, yes. Okay. So, I got a guest tonight, and he's actually in the thumbnail that I made. As I said, I got a couple guests coming on tonight, and I've sent the link out to 3 of them. One of them has replied, and he's waiting patiently. I see him. Wave at me if you can hear me. Yeah, he's here. He is JB. He is signed up to fight pro, but until he has a pro fight, he is not technically a pro fighter. So, we're gonna bring on our first guest. Saturday, the weather looks like it's good. We're not gonna have a food vendor. Fend for yourself. We might bring some stuff to sell or whatever. July is our 2-year anniversary event. May is our 2-person invasion. Yeah, you know what? If you're from the West Coast and you want to come up in May, let me know. Hey, Abel, we might still have it. We might do hot dogs and stuff. It's supposed to be nice out. It's grilling weather. Yeah. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring on our first guest. I introduced to you somebody that's been up to the scrapyard before. Welcome to the chat, Golden Arms.
What's up? What's going on?
I like that one better. How you been, man?
Been pretty good. Excited to go back in May.
Hell yeah. It was great having you up last time. I think that was in January, right?
Yeah, the weather should be better for May, right?
It snowed the other day.
It
It
snowed.
rained. It was dry and
Man.
sunny all on the same day. So, we'll see. You know, we hope, right? Hell yeah. So, you are fighting. Who are you fighting? You tell us.
JB.
Fighting JB.
Yeah.
Have you scouted him yet? Watched any of his fights?
Yeah. He's got 2 of them with you guys, right?
Yeah, boxing. Yeah, he's got 2 boxing fights with us, and then in a grappling match. Yep.
Yeah, he's come a long ways from his first fight for sure. You can see it on his second fight. He's boxing a lot better.
He is. He's actually picking boxing up pretty quick. Like, since I'm in the ring with you guys recording, I really firsthand get to see how much of an improvement in people. He's dropped a lot of weight. He's gained a lot of skill, and I'm really excited. And I'll say it to you too, man. Like, watching your fights, especially with your last one, I can see like a huge improvement even since January. That was a great fight, by the way, against Wero.
Yeah.
Congratulations on winning the title.
Thank you. It was a fun one.
Yeah.
A hard one, but yeah, fun one at the same time.
Now I'm making your fight a title fight, and there's a reason why. So you were actually, first I had you slated to fight. I was gonna have you fight Jay Gotham, but he didn't. I don't think he wanted another title, or I don't know what the reason was behind it, but so I basically started looking at 205 fighters, and I was like, dude, JB's like, he's looking really good. I wouldn't mind having him represent the title. And you have fought in the scrapyard before. That's important because
Yeah.
I'm not going to give people a title fight if they haven't fought in the scrapyard before.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's got talent, and he's young, so he's still got a long ways and improvement.
Yep, yep. Man, I'm just looking at your safe. That's a badass safe you got back there.
Thank you.
Did you put
Yeah.
that on there, or did it come like that?
No, it came like that. We bought it
Oh,
like that. Yeah.
right on. All right. So, tell everybody where your name came from.
Yeah, a lot of people even in the West Coast still don't know. They always come up to me and they're like, "Hey, your arms aren't golden," and I just laugh. I don't feel like explaining the whole welding behind, but pretty much, yeah, it's a welder's nickname. Especially in the West Coast, we have a lot of well, I guess Seattle too has a lot of refineries, but when you work at a refinery, oil refinery in the West Coast, a lot of these welds get expensive. On after paperwork and everything is processed through one of these welds for you to be able to start welding and finish from start to finish. They say it turns out to be $50,000 weld, if not more. And for these guys to go in there and weld for refineries, you got to go through an extensive amount of testing, and that's from X-ray bending and just to stay on the job. Also, I think out of every 10 welds, two of them are getting 10 or out of every 10 welds, two of them are getting tested, X-ray testing. So to stay on, you still got to keep testing with the job. So if you're gonna be there a year, then every so many welds you're gonna get tested. So it becomes pretty hard staying on refineries. And once you become a pretty steady hand at a refinery, a lot of these guys pick up the name Golden Arms. Oh no, he's a Golden Arms. He's gonna stick around here for a while. He's got a job made here with these guys, or that's how Golden Arms came from.
Yeah,
Just welding.
I can I hearing a lot of the stuff you're saying, and it's really it's kind of hitting home because if people on here didn't know, I'm also a welder. I work for the Navy, and we have to qualify by doing X-ray tests. They test our welds. We hold our qualifications by continuously doing that type of welding. We have a ton of paperwork we have to do. We're subject to UT, MT. That's what they are, but people at home
Yeah.
don't. Dye penetrant testing, magnetic particle testing, X-ray testing. There's a whole bunch of different non-destructive tests. Sometimes some destructive testing too, especially when we're qualifying for our tests or for our welds. We weld all sorts of different type of stuff out there too. We weld exotic materials. We do every process you can think of. TIG welding, stick welding, gas metal arc welding with a pulse. So I totally understand what you mean by the term golden art. Like I knew what you meant before, but explaining it makes so much more sense now because the time that it takes to actually get down to a job site, put the weld out, and with everything when it's said and done, you are right. That is an expensive weld.
Yeah, they say it gets I one of my buddies became a inspector for one of the refineries, and a welding inspector. And so we got along pretty well, and he was always there, around me, talking to me and whatnot. So that's where you start hearing all this stuff, from these guys. Are like, man, by the time because even the cities and these where these refineries are located, like San Francisco and Vallejo and Oakland, even the cities have every day they got to deal with them. They got to know, how many welds are going to be done today, and they approve it. The city will approve it. Okay, these so many welds are going to get done today. The city will say okay, and that's for just so that the city doesn't run into something that they don't expect, that explosion or whatever. It
Yep.
can go wrong while welding. So the city every day the city is involved with with these welds, and that's where it comes down to paperwork, that the city has to be dealing with too, and it's expenses to the companies.
True. Yeah, true. We got hurdles that we have to jump through in order just to light off an arc,
Yeah,
Sometimes it can take hours, hours and hours, and then something minute can
yeah,
shut down the welding. Maybe this guy's painting, 35 feet away, can't have that, so got to shut it down. Maybe there's all sorts of different things. Um, so yeah, it's
yes,
frustrating sometimes. It's like the more valuable the weld is, the more important it is, the more paperwork, red tape there is involved with it. You just want to go
yeah,
down and do your job sometimes, but you can't. You just
yeah,
got to make sure everything's good. And that's great because it just means that the welds that you're putting in are going to be like on a safety aspect. Is it a critical weld that could potentially end somebody's life if it failed? Because I mean, we deal with that stuff all the time.
yeah.
Um, so yeah. Um, how long you been welding?
I started right out of high school, so I picked it up right around 20. Started welding. Some of my first jobs was just helping, but I was helping welders, and right away I started picking it up from these guys and trying to learn. And I think I started my first actual welding job. I was like 21, and I went in as a support welder. They called it. I was That was my whole job, was just welding supports for these welders to be laying on on the pipe trenches, and that's all I did, weld supports
Yep.
for the pipe to sit on.
Good experience, right?
Yeah. So just went on from there. That especially with welding, there's so many different fields that you can do. Like you say you do Navy. It's like
Yep.
we do the refineries. There's power plants. There's food processing. I mean, there's a bunch of different fields in welding that. I mean, if someone as a welder, they really don't ever experience layoffs, because there's always work somewhere,
You
and
can
they're going
always
to use
find
you if
work,
you're a welder.
100%.
Yeah,
I'm kind of similar to like a power plant welder, that's in the sense that we have to deal with reactors.
yeah. The ships, yeah,
The ships, they're nuclear powered. Public information, not giving away any secrets, but I mean, we do have to go into the reactors. We do have to put down welds, and we have a lot of safety precautions that are involved with that. A lot of red tape, just like the welding part of it, but even more so when you're dealing with something that could potentially happen inside an RC.
yeah,
But yeah, you're right. There's so many different types of welding and fields of welding. Um, it really, I encourage people, like, if you want to learn a trade, go to a trade school and learn how to weld. I personally was a saw filer at a sawmill, and then I got laid off, and I wanted to learn something new. So I went to school for welding. I went to Grace Harbor College down in Aberdeen, Washington. Um, Instructor down there, Rod McDonald, uh, super, super knowledgeable, ran a really tight ship, got us the experience, knowledge we needed, graduated, and then I applied for the Navy, the shipyard, and I've been out there ever since. I started there in like 2011. So I'm almost 11 years in my job now.
yeah. Those are good and steady jobs there.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Um, Learned a lot for sure. Um, so what do you do? What do you do when you're not welding, man? Besides fighting?
Um, Me and my wife own a transportation company. It's small, we just got started, but me and her, we take care of that. And for welding too, I do a lot of like custom welding on the side. I mean, anything fabrication, custom doors, gates, trailers. I mean, I've built, you name it, a lot of stuff in my house, furniture wise. I've built it myself. I mean, you can see this one here,
Oh man,
and that's got the American flag on the top.
I love it.
Yeah, but I built that. I done a lot of like bar stools. I'm done a lot of bar stools and you know for the house and sold. So I do a lot of just custom fabrication too on the side.
Nice. I'd love to be able to do something like that. I don't have a shop though, so I don't think my wife would approve of me hooking a welding machine up to the dryer outlet,
$5,000 electricity bill.
right? Yeah. Yeah. So I get my fix of welding at work, you know. So on the side, I like to work on cars and stuff. Uh,
Cars.
kind of. I like cars. I don't really like the working on them part as much. I like modifying them. It's actually where the name Firechicken came from. Is the Trans Am, and I've had one ever since I was 15. Whether it was my 76, my 84, my 86, or the one I got now, my 2002. Um, but I've always liked them. The bird on the hood, slang terms called a fire chicken. And when I
Yeah.
started fighting, I just took that name, fire chicken, and it's so it's like I had to pick a name that when people heard it, they just like got really scared and didn't want to fight me. And it totally doesn't work, but it is a unique name. I've never heard of a fighter with the name
Yeah,
fire
fire
chicken.
chicken.
So if you ever hear somebody say, "Hey, I saw fire chicken fight," you know who they're talking about.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely a unique name, fire chicken.
yeah, I do get asked quite a bit, like where the hell did that come from, or that's the stupidest name I've ever heard, or I hate your name, I want to fight you, or
When I think the first time I seen it, it was you had it in Spanish, pollo de fuego, and
Fuego
there's
de Fuego.
actually a restaurant in Mexico called somewhere in those lines, pollo de fuego or something like that. And I even wonder, I was like, man, this guy, has been down to Mexico eating some of the pollo down there.
Hey, Golden Arms, send me location. I might cross the border just to get a picture in front of that place.
Yeah, I don't think
Uh,
you want to go to Mexico right now. It's too ugly out there.
Probably not right now, but maybe when
Yeah.
shit cools down. Um, so have you always been just a boxer, or have you done other stuff too?
I just done boxing. I've been doing boxing since I was a kid, 12, 13. I started boxing. I did MMA for a while in my 20s, but I never took a fight, never had a match in MMA, just trained, and that was it. I think I did it for a couple of years and I got away from it again and picked up boxing just recently again when I started with the West Coast. So I've always trained no matter what. I've always trained at the house and whatnot. I've always had a punching bag and ran my drills and whatnot. But like actually picked it up seriously just the last year and a half that I've been with the West Coast.
It's neat how these backyard fights really kind of spark that interest to get back into stuff again.
Yeah.
It for
And I,
me, it's been huge. It's like when I started up this branch of street beefs, it really ignited something that I hadn't done in a little while because I started my job out where I'm at, and I kind of got really involved with my job where I was spending time overtime and kind of focusing on that more. I was in school for my apprenticeship, and I lost sight of the things I really like to do. And so when Street Beast came around, I went to Virginia and fought. It got me right back into wanting to compete again, wanting to spar. And now it's like it's sparring for me is like a weekly thing now. It's like I'm always doing it.
yeah. Yeah, I think pretty much the same. Yeah, for a while, all I did was just work, 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 and like you said, once I heard about the West Coast, I joined and my first fight, I mean, I had no training, just whatever I did here at home and no running, none of that. And I went out there and I got my win, but it got me to that point where I wanted to keep doing it. I wanted to continue training and get better, and build better. And I think my second fight was 619. I lost against him, but from there on, from my loss against 619, I was like, you know what, I need to start. If I want to fight the best guys out there, that at the time 619 when he me and him fought. He was one of the better ones in the West Coast, and I was like, I want my rematch against this guy. I want my rematch, and I told myself I'm gonna start training, running, and right before West Coast started too. I had an accident, and I hadn't done any running or any of that. It had been like 5 years, and after I lost to 619, I picked up running again after my accident,
Mhm.
and till the day I think when I first started, I was like at 13-minute miles. Right now I'm back down to 9 minutes, but I mean for someone my age, 9 minutes is pretty average, and I'm still working on it. I want to get it down maybe down to 8 7-minute miles, but it's all part of the process training.
It's neat listening to people's training regimens because everybody's got a different thing that they do. Some people, it's all sparring. Some people, like Wedo said, he does not spar at all,
Yeah.
which is it just blows my mind because, like personally, I feel that sparring is the most important aspect of boxing. I mean, you're in there. It covers distance. It covers combinations. It covers footwork. But everything else just kind of hits specific spots, you know?
Yeah.
Um, I get there's people that don't have really access to sparring partners, like Scorpio lives in the middle of nowhere, so he doesn't have anybody to spar, but maybe like, bears and stuff. But, um, if you got access to training partners, it's crucial. You implement a lot of weightlifting into your training too, right?
Yeah, I do a lot of and that's just because after my accident, like I said, before my accident, I was always running 15 20 miles a week, and I was a lighter guy. After my accident, I couldn't do any type of exercise running, so I picked up strictly weightlifting for that reason. And but now to me, like even after I started boxing, I always say I'm gonna leave it, I'm gonna leave it behind and just start training more on running and all that. But it's something that you pretty much weightlifting to me, I've learned to love it, and every morning I wake up and 5 6 in the morning, get my coffee, go to the garage and start weight training, and that's just my morning how it goes, and I love it. It's the way and for the afternoons that's when I usually leave it for cardio, running and all that. So it's something I don't think I see myself leaving away from weight training, not for till I get a good 50s 60s.
Yeah. When I was doing MMA, I think it was '09, around that time, '09 to 11, 12, when I did the fights. I was really big into weightlifting. Actually, I've really been into weightlifting since high school. I had one of the highest coefficients for my weight. I was only 165 pounds, but I had see, I'll remember my lifts here. I had a 265 bench at 165 pounds. I had a 455 dead and a 415 squat. I don't remember what my power clean was, but and then I almost had the school record for dips at 80, and I almost had the school record for pull-ups at 50, but I never did get those. I actually tied the school record for deadlift, straight bar deadlift though.
Nice.
And when I got into college, I got really into weightlifting when I was doing MMA. My weight was about 180, 185. I was benching my best lift's 355 on bench. Squats were still up around like over 400, but I I think once I got to work at the shipyard, I kind of abandoned weightlifting. I had a couple of boxing injuries, and I think it's actually when I got into boxing that I realized that for me, I didn't need to weightlift because it didn't help me. It didn't help me with my boxing at all.
Yeah, I feel like I still don't, but sometimes you're just me. I'm stubborn, so
Yeah, I was really stubborn back then because I like to wrestle people, and when you have that strength, you can overpower people.
yeah.
I just didn't know how to manage my breathing and stuff. And this might blow your mind, but like when I train for boxing, I don't run at all.
Damn.
Like none. But I do I do a lot of rounds. So I'll have people come in and I'll do I'll do round after round after round. And how I can gauge how my cardio is the harder I push myself or the longer the round is or how many opponents I can go against. That's telling me like if I'm not really breathing hard and I just got done working a hard 3 or 5 minute round and I'm not really breathing hard, it means that my cardio is pretty good. Um, I personally think that when you run, you're hitting your legs really hard,
Yeah.
and the legs are your most important thing in boxing, in my opinion, because you're adjusting your what am I trying to say here? Your up and down, up and down, up and down. So if you want to move and all that, you're using your leg muscles, and then you're going to start sucking oxygen if you're overworking your muscles. So if your legs aren't conditioned, which you get from running, then you're going to run into those cardio issues. But if you do a lot of boxing and you're changing levels, that's what I was trying to say, up and down, changing levels, and you're not really getting winded because you're used to doing it so much, then I feel like, well, that's where my cardio is.
Yeah.
So
A lot of people do that too. They'll just do more sparring for their training. I think a lot of these the professional camps too. They use. I mean, they do a lot of sparring.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean that's just where I'm at. I try to do more body weight stuff now. I really like doing dips. I like doing pull ups. Um, everything just kind of adds together. Like I said, the bigger picture, which sparring is the closest thing you can get to the actual picture, but you still got to do all those other things too
Yeah.
to hone in on your footwork and your head movement, and there's drills for everything. Let's see, what was I going to ask you? What's currently your fight record?
5-2.
5-2, and
Yeah.
that was to 619. The loss was to 619
And
and
walk lobster.
Walk Lobster.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to go back and watch that one. Was that your first fight?
Walk lobster was my third fight. Right after
Okay.
619, when I said I was going to take some time off to start training, I signed up again, and they called me for that next event, and I was like, you know what, I'll go. And I kept training, but I should have taken some more time off to after walk is when I finally said I'm done. I took like 3 or 4 months off just for strictly training, and finally picked up another fight after that, and I came back. You could see my cardio a lot better in the next fight.
Yeah, and that I figured your two losses were pretty early in your career. Like the first one you won. The second one was, come on. I mean, you're fighting 619. That's a tough battle right there. And
Yeah.
then Walk Lobster, but then you've been on a winning streak ever since.
Yeah, ever since.
Yep. So, um, um, you got another fight coming up in West Coast too, don't you?
No, I was supposed to fight this weekend coming up, but I got an injury on my shoulder, and I decided to take it off. I didn't want to push it.
Who is that supposed to be against?
It was a rematch against my first win, Hitman. They
Hitman.
got my first win.
Yeah,
He's dropped like 40 pounds, and the guy's he's actually improved a lot. He's gonna be I mean, he's moving down to middleweight, I think. But if he was to state weightlifting and all that, and stay in our division, the guy was gonna be some trouble for our division. But right now, I think he's already like at two. When I boxed him, I think he was like 240, and at the time I was like 220. Um, right now he's at 205. I'm like 210 right now. So
damn,
he's dropped a lot of weight, and I know he's still trying to get down to like 185 or 190. He said.
damn. Um, he's actually supposed to be on the show tonight, but he's got some stuff going on. But he's coming up. He's going to give Canadian another L,
Yeah,
and then
that's the guy.
yeah, and I think we're going to send him to I think we're going to send him to Dirty South after that. I'm just kidding.
We're gonna send him to Dirty South.
It's too easy to pitch him shit. He kind of brings it on himself. But he's supposed to fight this weekend also.
Canadian?
We'll see. He can be a little unpredictable as far as like, showing up.
When I first came into West Coast, he was a champ out here for the West Coast. And I remember, looking at this guy, I'm like, wait, this guy's a light heavyweight champ for the West Coast? I was like,
who did he beat?
Huh?
Who did he beat out there?
I don't know who he beat, but I know 609 beat him for the division. But
I made sure to watch that fight.
Yeah, when I came into the West Coast, the champ was the Canadian, and yeah, I remember thinking this guy's way too small for our division, because I'm small for my division, and there's some guys that are like 619, Wedo, and all these guys are fucking, they're tall, they're built right. Mm-hmm. If I'm built right, it's just because I've been weightlifting, but these guys are naturally, built right. They're tall guys and stocky dudes, And when I seen Canadian, I was like, this guy's a light heavyweight champ. It's not, wasn't right.
He really shouldn't be fighting anybody under or over 185. That should be his division.
I told him he needs to drop down to at least 180.
Yeah, for sure.
And the dude's he's got skills, he knows how to move and all that. He knows how to box real good. But I mean, even me, if I was to get in there with the guy that weighs, Terrifier, if I was to get in there and try to box Terrifier, no matter how good I am, I'm not gonna want to get hit by this fucking 300-pound dude, if I can take my head off. So I'm gonna be running scared from him.
It does. Weight does matter.
Hey, it does. If you don't want to get caught with one of those clean fucking heavy shots, it
doesn't even have to be it doesn't even have to be like technique wise a good punch. It just has to have weight behind it.
Yeah, some weight behind it, and you can go night. And that's up when me and him fought. That's how the Canadian fought me. He was running the whole time, and I understood him. I was like, I felt bigger, way bigger than him, but I was like, this guy came in weighing I think on his profile it said like he was weighing 205 or something like that, and it's like, what? How the hell does he weigh so much?
I think he's more like a 195er, because when he fought Real Lion was like 210. And Real Lion looks huge compared to him.
Yeah, Real Lion looks huge, 210.
Yeah. He looks huge, but man, I've been hit by Real Lion before, and that's not a good it's not a good experience. I'll be honest with that one. I really wish that fight could have happened. We all wanted to see it. We all wanted to see it go.
I actually like the Real Lion. He's a good boxer, and that's how I felt too. The guy's a stocky dude, strong as hell. So it would have been a really good fight between me and him.
He's got good technique behind that weight and those punches, and Psalm K, what is up? But we got I'm on live. What? Sorry. Yeah, sorry, lost my train of thought there. Yeah, for sure. Well, it's gonna be awesome when you come up. What do you got on the shelf back there? What do you like to drink?
It's actually my wife's the one that likes to drink all this damn hard liquor. She's a bartender, so she makes all that drinks.
Man, I tried something the other day that so when like Shinigami and Wedo came up, we had a peanut butter whiskey. Have you tried Screwball?
Screwball, yeah.
Yeah. So we Terrifier had a fight last weekend, and Panda Man and Gaio. Anyway, after the fight, we all went out, and Terrifier got a PB&J, and it was like 2 shots of peanut butter whiskey with cranberry juice. That shit was good.
Yeah, I've had it before.
Have you? Your wife's a bartender. I mean, of course you have.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I drink more beer, but if if she's making drinks, then I'll take some drinks.
Yeah, I'm not much of a drinker, but if I'm around other people, sometimes it'll happen. So
I drink. I don't drink a lot, but I know I drink. If I could, I'll drink every day. Yeah, I'll drink 2, 3 beers. By the end of the night, just coming home from work.
yeah.
And that's just because I like beer. Like for Weddle's fight, I
Mhm.
think I went like 2 months without having a beer, and that had me uh, craving a damn beer like crazy. I remember when I finished with Weddle's fight, I told my wife, I was like, "Let's go. We got to go go to the bar, get a drink. I need a damn beer already."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really not much of a drinker. Like I could go about as long as I want without it, but I don't know. Sometimes if I'm out with people, it's like it kind of helps like chill the mood out a little bit, especially
Yeah,
with me. And that's why sometimes you'll see me get like twisted tea or something when I'm doing a live, because it really just helps me kind of be a little bit calmer and yeah. But I am today's 420 and I cannot partake because of my job. So
yeah. I don't
this
think any
holiday,
welder out there can partake.
yeah, yeah. Tomorrow's probably surprise random UA day.
for
So
everybody, huh?
yep. Um. Oh, there's Real Lion. How's it going, man?
What's going on?
Oh, Golden Arms doesn't know shit about good beer. Oh man, I think you're gonna have to educate him when he comes up. Then Terrifier, you're gonna have to introduce him.
We had some good beer down there in Seattle. Uh, I don't remember where we went, but it was a brewery out there in Seattle. They had good beer.
Yeah, they got a lot of good stuff out here as far as those breweries. They're all over the place out here in Washington. Yeah. Well, I got a another guest I got to bring on, and I was wondering, you got any shout outs you want to make or anything you wanted to say to the scrapyard community?
It was nice seeing you guys last time. It was cool. You guys are all cool people out there, real people, and cool as hell. Everyone that I met there, you guys were all cool as hell. So can't wait to go back and party with you guys again. So I'll see you guys in May.
Hell yeah, man! It was great having you up. We'll party it up this time, I promise.
Yeah,
So
we're for sure staying out there. This last time we were kind of in a hurry, so this time we've planned it to stay, I think, till Wednesday following week. So
nice. Yeah, let me know where you're staying. We can work something out. So
yeah, we'll do some drinking.
yep, yep, yep. All
But I'll
right,
see you
man.
guys. Take it easy.
Take it easy. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right. And there's lights out again. Lights out. You're going to be our next guest. There's a couple reasons why. So let's bring you on.
There's lights out again.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
yeah. Lights out. You're going to be our next guest. There's a couple reasons why. So
turn
down.
You have the audio of our conversation here playing in the background. So you got to turn that down.
Hello? What's up? My bad. My fault. That's my fault. What's up with you, man?
That's
better.
Go in the kitchen.
I can still hear it.
You can still hear it?
Yeah.
Can you hear it now?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
I can't hear it now.
You can't hear it now? Okay.
Good,
What's up?
good. So, you got a fight coming up Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'ams, and yes, sirs. I sure do.
So, for those of you who don't know, Lights Out, he is this close to getting on the Wall of Fame. 7 wins in the scrapyard in either boxing, kickboxing, or MMA. And I think you've done MMA and boxing and jiu-jitsu, right?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yep. So you've tried everything out. I think you've taken like 3 matches in one day before.
Took 2, but I'd be down to do 3.
I love it. You're probably one of the fastest rising, as far as wins go in the scrapyard. Because
Yeah.
you've been around since what? Do you remember what month you came out?
I came out in August.
August. Okay, so I mean, you've been here for a little while. Yeah, yeah. And you managed to pick up the 145-pound boxing title by beating Blacksmith.
Yes, sir.
Oh shit!
They kicked me.
Yeah.
They kicked
Sorry,
me.
I dropped something in my keyboard and I was trying to shake it out, and then I dropped my keyboard and it kicked you out. I was like, no.
No, it's good. What's up, though?
So you're fighting Doughboy. Doughboy is our former 155-pound MMA champion. Watched his boxing match that he had last month.
Yeah.
Yep. So it'll be interesting. I think he's got a little bit of weight on you, but not as much as Yupon did.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna go in there and give it my all. Honestly, be honest with you, when last time I did go against Yupon, because we both went against Yupon, I went easier on Yupon, more because I just let myself make it that way. I didn't want to go as hard as I did on everybody else, just out of respect towards him, because he was so respectful before the fight. And I already knew that I had it. I had it. I already knew that. But now no matter who you are, no matter if you've been there for a while and I'm intimidated because of how long you've been there, I don't care anymore. It's about I'm gonna win, and I'm not gonna let myself get put down by how good you are or how good I think you are or what boxing club you're from or where you're from or what you do. It's about what I do and about how I handle the situation. I think against Turtle, I handled the situation how I wanted to handle it. Was distance. That's what I wanted to handle it like. Kind of like Sugar Ray. I wanted to have my distance and then just keep on, getting a few, shots that I could get in there. No, I could have been more aggressive in the fight, and that's something that I have to look back at and get better from, And at the end of the day, anything that happens in the scrapyard does not go on my amateur record. So when I go amateur, this doesn't matter. So at the end of the day, I'm just here having fun, and I'm getting these wins, and I'm going to be on the Wall of Fame. So leave a spot for me for that. Then it's going to be this next fight. I have no doubts that I'm going to lose, that I'm going to win. I'm not going to lose. I can't go in there with a mindset that I'm going to lose. I got to go in there with the mindset that I'm an animal and that I'm going to go in there and want to get the job done and I'll get the job done every single time. And that's just what it's going to be. From here on out, every single job that I have that I need to get done is going to get taken care of. And that's what it's going to be from now on.
Yeah, man. Confidence that's huge, man. It can really decide whether you win or lose the fight. I mean, it can all come down to confidence. Because if you're doubting yourself, you're going to almost be pre-accepting of losing. It's like, okay, I'm okay with losing because I know that I'm not going to win the fight. So, but if you have it in your head, like, I'm going to win this fight, like, I can win, I am going to win, you convince yourself of that, then, I mean, if you don't win, at least you put 100% into it. There was no doubt in your mind when you went in the ring.
And and at the same time, I know because I've watched all of the scrap talks and all of everything, everything that you guys do, with Jay Gotham and the Canadian Viking Warrior. And I don't want to say names, but they said I got little broed, and I don't really think that was the case. I just think that I played it the way I wanted to play it. Everybody's going to say what they want to say and say that I got whatever, but at the end of the day, I played it how I wanted to. It didn't come out how I wanted it to come out because I didn't do as good as I wanted it to make it be. But at the end of the day, it's whatever. I lost. It's whatever. I can get back there and do it again, win the title again. This doesn't stop me from what I'm going to do later. So, losing is losing. I keep my head up even through a loss. People say that Floyd Mayweather never lost. He actually has in the amateur. He's lost once, and after that, he never lost again. So at the end of the day, everybody loses, no matter who it is. and and you just got to face that loss and just know that you can come better next time and come back hungrier.
Yeah, man, I agree. I could see that you had a game plan that you were trying to execute, and I mean, I was right in there. I saw what it was, but I felt like you just needed to engage more because your exchanges you were having with Turtle, like you were doing well, um, but I wanted to see more of that. But
Yeah,
that's what these matches are, though. They're learning. They don't count on your amateur record. All they
exactly,
are is experience.
exactly,
Some experience from them. You're getting from them what you're supposed to get from them, basically.
exactly.
So, and I do feel like you're getting a lot of experience out here because of how many matches you're taking. So,
I mean, and at the end of the day, I've been training a lot. Doing a lot of sparring. Um, Recently, even before Turtle's fight, like I said, I've been watching a lot of Sugar Ray Leonard, and a lot of Sugar Ray Robertson, and just a lot of Mike Tyson. And for me, I connect with two fighters mostly, which is Sugar Ray and Mike Tyson, because I like to hit hard, but at the same time, I like to kind of play around a little bit and kind of mess around sometimes. So at the end of the day, I compliment both of the fighters, and at the end of the day, like like Ray Leonard said, you just got to keep your head out of what everybody else got going on and what everybody else is saying about you, and just focus on your career, focus on what you got, focus on what you're doing. Don't let anybody else push you to the side, because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to ride with you through everything is yourself. So, don't let anybody else get into
right
your way.
there, you got to be responsible for your own destiny. You can't put it on someone else. You got to fight for what you want to do, and
Exactly.
you got to do what it takes to make it happen, whether it's training or who you're training under or running or whatever. But you got to have that want, desire, that it's going to come down to you.
Exactly.
That's like
Exactly.
earlier I was talking about goals, like I write down all my goals with the scrapyard, and I try to achieve those goals. I figure out like what do I need to achieve those goals, and it can be the same thing with boxing too. Like
Exactly. See, and that's what I like about Sugar Ray, because he explains everything, and just like you were saying, with dreams, dreams. He said, see, with a dream, he's like, before you have a dream, you have to have a goal, and before you have a goal, you have to have something else set in front of your goal. He's like, because sometimes goals don't come true, and sometimes dreams don't come true. He's like, you gotta make sure that your dreams and your goals are actually something that you can succeed and actually, put yourself in. Okay, he's like, what about if I wasn't a millionaire? He's like, you got to think about it like that. What about if I wasn't a millionaire? Now I got to do things different. He's like, you got to make sure you don't set your bars too high. He's like, I'm a professional boxer. He's like, but I didn't set my bars too high. He's like, I worked for that.
mhm.
He's like, just don't set your bar too high for your goals and your dreams, and you can do it. He's like, but if you do set your bar too high, make sure that you work your ass off and you fight to get what you want.
Yeah, and you got to have milestones too. So, but it's got to be a realistic goal. Like I could get there someday, but I'm not going to get there soon. But I got
Exactly.
these other goals, and I got to work on those, and I got to get to where I got to get. What's it going to take for me to get to these goals? Is
Exactly.
there anything that I can improve on or change, completely change? Do I got to learn a new something or other? You know,
Because you
um,
can say, I have a dream to be a millionaire. Are you going to be that millionaire tomorrow, though?
no, and
You
you
got to
can
have
have
that.
that dream, but people dream about stuff all the time.
Exactly. You got to
But
make sure that you get to that dream.
what are you going to do about it? I mean, what are you going to if that is a goal for somebody like I want to be a millionaire, what are you going to do? I mean, are you going to go get a really good job and earn your million? Are you going to trade stocks?
Mm.
Are you going to pay attention to what the stock market's doing every day, make good trades, be all into that, Or are you going to become a professional fighter? Like you got to
Exactly.
know what you got to do to accomplish that goal, the path you got to take, and then the milestones involved, and how to get to each one of those milestones. really, like, if you think about it, and it's my grandma told me this when I was really little, and she basically said, like, you can do anything that you want to do in life, and you can be anything you want to be. And I've always remembered that. And it's true to a point, like if you really have a dream about being something or doing something, then you can make it work with enough hard work and knowledge and milestones and all that stuff.
Exactly. And and what I like about fighting is like I get to find I get to find my true self, and that's what it is. It's finding my true self, finding out who I am, and like I know boxing isn't gonna be forever. Like when I'm 50, 60 years old, I'm not gonna want to be doing this.
Yeah.
So I got another plan. I want to be a homicide detective. And that's just something that I really want to do. And something that I really want to achieve. And through my time, I'm going to learn a lot of things from a lot of people. And and it's not about what you know, it's who you know. And I'm just gonna get in there and learn different people. Trade in stocks when I am a professional boxer, trade in stocks to make sure I get money back and make sure that I'm doing good, invest, and at the end of the day, the money's just going to keep on rolling in if I just keep on investing and making smart investments. That's all that really matters.
Yeah, I mean, like your dream about being a homicide detective. Like there's certain things that you have to achieve in order to make that dream a reality.
Exactly.
So, like, if it were me, I would write down every single important step that you got to do, and then break each of those steps down, what you need to do to achieve those. Uh,
Exactly.
but like me, right? Like, okay, I would like to have my own gym. I would like to train fighters, and that's a goal. That's a dream of mine, and I'm taking the necessary steps to accomplish that right now. I have a gym now. I need to get a business license, insurance, maybe, and more equipment. I need students, all that stuff. And when you break it down, it becomes a more manageable task and more realistic rather than just saying I want to do something. That's not really setting yourself up to succeed. You're just kind of dreaming.
Exactly. And when I said I want to be a boxer, I got into the scrapyard. It was okay. So I got into an MMA fight. I got into both of them. Well, the second one, me and Karate Kid, we don't really count our MMA fight because when we first got in there, we already said that we weren't really doing anything too serious. It was just like messing around. Because I already got into a fight with Goon that day, and I was kind of hurt from that day. But Karate Kid needed a fight. He came from a place and he just needed a fight, and I was like, I'm not gonna let him go home without a fight. So I stepped in there.
Yeah,
And then at that point I was two. They said it was like I was 0-2, but me and Karate Kid didn't count it. So basically I was 0-1. So I went against everybody else. Got 6 wins. I got 5 wins in a row. Um, before I went against OG Dabs. I lost my first fight in boxing. So that made me 5-1. Um, to
and that
me,
was that was a close fight too. Sometimes it just comes down to like how the judges from their point of view see the fight, and that's the unfortunate thing about letting something go to a decision.
to me, I kind of felt like with the OG Dabs. I lost, but I don't think I really did. Um, looking at the video now, I don't really think that I did. I was very on him as much as I was everybody else too. If I lost against him, then that would mean that I lost against Blacksmith too. Just because Blacksmith put up more of a fight, I feel like it was more of a challenge to fight him. But if I lost against OG Dabs, then that means I lost against Blacksmith, so that means I never won the championship. Um, but that's how I felt about it. I didn't feel like he really beat me, and neither did the crowd at that time. A lot of people just didn't really see it that way. But stuff happens, and it doesn't really matter. I looked forward from that. I'm not really even living in that moment no more because that's the past. It already happened, and I've improved from that moment. Um, and I've won the championship after that moment. So it doesn't really matter to me. At the end of the day, I know that I know what I know, and I know what people know. And at the end of the day, everything else that's said about me doesn't really matter because I look a lot on YouTube, and people say stuff about me on YouTube. I don't really care because at the end of the day, they're not getting in here and doing it. So, but
Exactly. And like you said, these are just amateur exhibition fights. You know,
exactly.
you're gonna be an amateur fighter someday, and that's what's gonna matter. This is all good preparation for getting you into where you want to be. You know.
Exactly.
Well, I think I got to wrap this one up tonight. It's been a pleasure having you on. Do you want to give a shout out to anybody or say anything before we conclude this?
Most definitely do. I want to give a shout out to my mom. I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend Chelsea. I want to also give a shout out to Cutthroat Boxing, my man JB. I also want to give a shout out to my Instagram at lightsout_CJ. It was a pleasure of you guys having me. Just look for me on that wall of fame because I'm coming. That's me. That next fight's me. That I'm coming for that wall. I need that. My name's gonna have to be on there. You guys want to see that in one of the editing videos? You want to see my name on there?
Hell yeah, man. It's always a pleasure having you on, and I will see you Saturday for your fight.
Ooh, Firechicken. You know what you should do?
What should I do?
Look, when me and Doughboy fight, you have to say the ex boxing champion and the ex MMA champion because
I
that shit
am.
would be lit.
I am.
Yes,
Yes,
Firechicken. We were thinking the same thing.
yes, I was. All right, man.
Yeah.
You have an awesome night. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. I will see you Saturday.
Yes, sir. You too.
Peace out.
Peace out.
All right, everybody. Had two great guests on tonight. I really appreciate all the conversation over here. Uh, Turtle, Real Lion, Terrifier, Anomaly, UC. You've always been a big time supporter of the scrapyard. That's awesome. But I truly appreciate all of your support. You guys are like the ones really keeping these kicking it with chickens, and honestly the real reason I do this. If I didn't have the response, the people showing up and watching these things, I probably just wouldn't do them, and I'd probably just do fights. But some of you guys want to know more about what goes on here other than just people punching each other, because there is more. So fight Saturday, I am fighting Black Panther. So the next time you see me, I might have a black eye or a crooked nose, crookeder nose, or I might have another W. We'll see. We'll see. And if you want to watch, I am live streaming the fight Saturday, guys. But it's only for our premium members. Mr. Topknocker finally joining us. His opponent had to back out, so I might be looking for a replacement for Mr. Topknocker. I got a couple candidates, so but anyway, yes. So if you want to tune in to the live, you've got to be a premium access member. So I'm gonna make it so every level can view it, $199 to $499. But if you are the $299 ones, you do get to watch all the fights the day after with the alternate angle, which is probably better than the live feed. It is better. You see, Kevin had some personal stuff come up, and he says he's not fighting Saturday, so it's unfortunate. I wish Kevin the best. Um, we all, have stuff come up that we got to take care of, and I hope everything works out for him. So we will see you guys Saturday. Show up on time, everybody. And don't leave me hanging. And if you want to bring more people out to fight, that's cool too. That's better than just having people call in and say they can't fight, because that's kind of lame. So all right, everybody. It's been a great one. Firechicken out.